Welcome to the last one, 21 days out of 21, April 21st, 2022. I'm very excited. I don't know if you could tell on this face I'm excited because I just did another great run at 12 minutes and 20 seconds. Very pumped up about that. That is like my third 12-minute run for this season of April. Look forward to doing more runs like that without overthinking. It is what it is, but without overthinking. Do more 12-minute runs where that heart is pumping, the breathing is pumping. The distance is about a good, I want to say close to that 1.5 mile mark. I did a measurement some time ago, so I'm at that 1.5 mile mark. I know for any pros or professionals that do mile runs, you may be faster than me, okay? It's not competition. I'm running my own speed. Just to let you know, I'm trying to encourage others that, hey, if you're at a time, if you're timing yourself at a mile, what is that time? I don't know. It could be 10 minutes. You know, if it's possible to get it down to 9 minutes, it's just a self-timer. So no competition here, just being aware of what's the distance and the time on that. So I'm very pumped up. You know, got through this season, 3 days off, which came out to like an 85 percentile on missing 3 days out of the 21 days. So I was able to knock out 18 days. Last 21, the one for March, I was able to do 19 days out of the 21 days. So that was pretty good. This one here is very interesting as far as on the fitness and wisdom, where I'm exercising and listen to audiobook Shahrazad Ali. I never thought in so many years that I would be exercising to this kind of information. I didn't even know this information exists prior to this year. I think I was exposed to the whole Shahrazad Ali in details of her mission and what she was trying to share in the community. I was exposed to this information this year. And this information been going on for so many years. And I've been through I've been through so much relationships, a handful of relationships, from high school sweethearts to reality relationships in the real world. That's like, man, if I knew this information, how can I have been able to communicate a little bit better in those relationships? Not putting full blame on the person I was dating, but just being more accountable on myself, responsible on myself of things I could tolerate, not tolerate. Because honestly, most likely I'm not the only person going through this situation. So can't say all women are the same, but there's some characteristics that is pretty it's adding up that it's about the same. So but people do change, and they change for the better. So this is why we bring up this type of topics. It's not easy to talk about. There are some triggers, you know, and that was mentioned in this audiobook. And just a warning again, look out for any type of triggers that, if it doesn't pertain to you, you know, just try your best not to react in a negative way, like, hey, this is not all women. I understand. If it pertains to you, or you realize that this had happened in your community before or noticed it, domestic violence still takes on today. Bringing awareness to that. You know, what leads up to the whole domestic violence? Do we know our partners the way we should know our partners? The should is, you know, question. You know, question it. You know, if the answer, you will want your partner to be as truthful as possible, you know, when you ask questions. And if they're not being truthful, therapy. You know, I think therapy could be able to help of finding out more reasons why this person is not expressing themselves in a safe way. Okay, I was kind of rambling there a little bit, but hopefully what I was sharing was making sense. Once again, so we're about to get into the fitness, 20 reps, everything. This is the last of April of this year, 21 day fasting. It's been very exciting because new challenges on the ab row, on the rip right, That's definitely been a challenge. And pushing myself to get a faster time on the distance run been a really great challenge. The days that I really didn't feel like working out at all, man, that's definitely a mental challenge. Very interesting. Today was definitely a peaceful day, which I will say at the end of the video. Today was a peaceful day, and looking forward to tomorrow being a peaceful day. So just taking it from there. So a little long intro than normal, because hey, it is day 21. So let's summarize it, let's exercise, and let's talk a little bit more, and then I'm out. I'm gonna see you in May. So see what May brings and take it from there. So yeah, I don't want to get off topic with some other things. So let's get started. 20 reps everything, okay? Shahrazad Ali on the audio book in the background. Look out for any type of triggers or anything that kind of gets you upset. Remember, we're using this information to kind of bring awareness, and how can we have proper, neutral conversation about these topics, okay? Blackman's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Let's continue.
White American issues are completely different from Black American issues. The white race understands the necessity for open forum discussion of their relationship problems. Blacks are sensitive about the defects in Black life and fly into a tizzy at the mere mention of interpersonal problems indigenous to ex-slaves. This refusal to acknowledge the nitty-gritty problems have resulted in them being ignored and assumed unimportant. Even worse, if left, the Black woman and the Black man to devise their own solutions, Blacks have no published scholastic analogies about how the Black man and the Black woman should get along. The inside story of life between Black man and Black woman has been tiptoed around as if it were a time bomb. These problems exist, and they are monumental. They hold the key to the Black man and the Black woman's personal success. A problem is only a question. Any problem can be broken into a mathematical equation to which a formula is applied. If the formula is applied, the answer will be forthcoming. The answer is the solution. Blacks have not approached their problems from a mathematical standpoint and assumed there are too many variables for similarities to exist. But there are similarities. The relationship problems between Black men and Black women are only different in the degree to which they are demonstrated. And Blacks have never honestly and descriptively addressed these problems to the Black nation as a whole. The truth about the depth and span of these problems is painful. This truth is also embarrassing and unwelcome for public scrutiny. But the Black man has been negligent in his duty to control the Black woman, and the Black woman has been scandalous in our public and private dealings with the Black man and his offspring. The time is past when this topic can be swept aside and replaced with other life priorities that are impossible to attain anyway, until the root of this situation is addressed and remedied. Relationship standards have changed, but change does not always mean better. Sometimes it just means different or worse. Companionship between the Black man and the Black woman has turned into a living hell, whether they live together or not. The hell has a pattern and affects the dwellers of every Black household, and it must stop. The Black man must communicate this to the Black woman, and she must hear him with ears and her heart. In referring to the Black man, the Black woman has an affinity to use the terminology, my man, and she prefers to call the Black man her boyfriend, my date, my honey, my friend, or my beau. She has a difficult time saying my man because she does not like the sound of power that goes with the word man. The word man makes her uncomfortable because it rings so superior and authoritative in her ears. As a consequence, Black women in the 30s and 40s and 50s go around referring to the Black man as a boyfriend. The Black man is not a boy. He does not like being called a boy. It is a distasteful title he prefers not to answer to. The Black woman in her stubbornness still calls him her boyfriend. She should refer to her Black mate as her man, because that's what he is, a man. The language itself is euphoric. When the Black woman speaks well of the Black man, it is elevating to all who hear her, and it is contagious. Better yet, the Black woman should try telling the Black man good things about himself to his face, looking him straight in the eyes. She must learn a new talk, dialogue filled with complimentary words. The Black man should commend the Black woman when he sees her demonstrating an attempt to make a positive change in the way that she talks to him. At first, she will be very uncomfortable and uneasy and will feel out of kilter, but these feelings will subside as she relaxes. Prior to her giving in, she may try to use a reverse psyche and say, "Why should I do it? You don't." Or, "You don't live up to such and such yourself." Or, "What are you going to change if I do all that?" Or, "Look at what you do." These kinds of flippant comments can be answered by telling her, "I'm a Black man and I'm taking responsibility for my family and my nation." Responses like, "'Cause I'm the man and I'm in charge," or "'cause I'm the boss here," or "'cause I'm the man and you're going to be like I want you to be or you ain't going to be at all," work just as well. Improvise. The Black man should not be ashamed to admit that he does not have all the answers all at once. On examination, the Black woman does not have all the answers either. She usually does not have any of the answers. She will be resistant against the man's ideas and not have anything to replace them with. She communicates most of her responses by saying the word no. When an unstoppable force meets an immovable object, friction ensues and they destruct. This does not apply to the Black man. The Black nation must implement across the board standards of home life that encompass every Black person and every Black family. The plan must be the same throughout in order to see unified progress. The result of not having a national formal plan useful to all the people is the confusion and degradation we have today. The Black woman's first change can be an oral one. She must learn enough self-control to keep herself from talking to the Black man like he ain't nothing. Many times the Black woman will refuse to cater to the Black man because she claims he wants a mama or he has a mother complex. They make these charges because many Black men want consolation. They want to be consoled, and there is nothing weak or lacking in them for wanting this. The Black woman's job is to be a consoler. Console means to give comfort, solace, and to make feel better, less sad. The job of the mother and the wife when it comes to consolation is the same. It is not different or opposite. It is the same expression that should be shown to the Black man and the Black child, no matter what age they are. Consoling is a female duty, and one she is good at. Consolation and stroking are a necessary means of communication, just as the desire for acceptance and approval, love and agreement. Giving consolation is not mothering or wifing, it is womaning. Providing comfort to the nation instead of ramshackling it. Black women withhold comfort for a variety of reasons and meter it out as they feel it is deserved. The Black man who commits what the Black woman considers a sin is not able to get consoled. Any failure that makes her feel disappointed is not rewarded with consolation. Of course, when a black man fails, his greatest desire is to be consoled instead of hearing, "I told you it wouldn't work anyway," or "You shouldn't have known that wouldn't work," or "Why don't you stop and just get a job?" The black man is a recovering slave and does not need a woman who is constantly saying that he doesn't amount to much. He is something good. And if the black woman talks to him right, supports him, and consoles him, he will heal and show the world how really great he is. But since he is virtually alone, abandoned, and disregarded, he does not always have the spirit to go to work. He needs a purpose. The black woman is unaware that this is the major continent where the black woman is out of control, where she has rejected her responsibilities and does not recognize the man as the head of the family. Again, the memory of the suffering of slavery takes its toll. Slavery was designed to disconnect the black man and the black woman. Today we see long-term effects of the disconnection on American soil. Some black women are so removed from these types of historical roots that they blame all of their problems on the other victim of this racial conspiracy, the black man. They are more concerned with dressing, jewelry, politics, sororities, church, public opinion, and their job. It seems the black woman who boasts of holding the most prestigious job title is the most difficult to reach. The so-called successful black woman who earns a gargantuan paycheck believes she is the best with all her bases loaded. She doesn't realize that her choices leave her lonely and hostile and disliked by the group she longs to impress the most, black men. Oh, she may say she is having more fun without a man than she had with one. Not true. There is no such existence for the black woman. She is not complete unless she has a man. She is just a coward who does not want to deal with the black man on his terms, and she is at her wit's end to devise a scheme that will make him surrender to her. She has a boss complex and exaggerates her worth. She's cute and necessary, but she is not more valuable than the black man. No one is. The black woman, deep inside her heart, wants to surrender, but she wants to be coerced. She wants to be convinced, according to her own barometer, that her man really, really loves her. Right now, the only barometer she examines is whether or not her man is seeing another woman. When she is unsure of herself and teetering on making a wrong decision about something, she wants the black man to take charge of the situation and take responsibility for her. It is very difficult for the black woman to have constant confidence in her own decisions because she knows she doesn't see the road clearly. She is unequipped to lead in that way. So in her life travels, she tries to look at everything at the same time instead of recognizing the clear path. Things look different according to the point of view they are seen by. Perception is the root of what the eyes see and the ears hear. If the black woman would just change her perception of what submission and surrender means, she could have peace. She cannot have this peace until the black man takes up the banner of change. It is a massive undertaking that only the wise will survive, but only the wise will survive anyway. Those who can see no further than Gucci or Panasonic will not make it. Material gain will not and has not solved the problems between the black man and the black woman. They serve only as a temporary distraction, an expensive one. Chapter 7, Family Relationships. The family relationships of the black woman must be examined if the black man desires to know what circumstances and personalities produced her. If her parents and siblings were hellraisers fighting and arguing all the time, the black man can be sure it will be a rocky road living with her. The Black woman can only live what she knows, and there is no magic to a wedding ceremony or marriage certificate that will instantaneously correct her ideas about how life should be lived. Her home life and prior relationships with men during her childhood will have great bearing on how she treats her husband. Human behavior is the result of training, repetitive instructions, and familiarity of environment. The Black woman is known to take her family's side against the Black man if push comes to shove. If a member of her family does not like her man, she will often ask the man to be nicer to that particular relative so the relative will form a better opinion and accept him. She is more apt to concede that if a family member dislikes him, there must be some legitimate reason than to stick up for her Black man and try to get her family to change. She is easily swayed by her family to believe that her man's faults are so visible that everyone he contacts can spot them.
Let's go. 21 days. 21 out of 21. This journey felt a little bit longer than I expected, but I kept on pushing. It's a marathon. It's one thing to feel like you just started something. A few days it feels good, a few weeks it feels good. But what about that second month? What about that third month? Fourth, fifth? I'm not even gonna overthink. Take it one day at a time. One step at a time. Just to think 365 days and to have the redundancy of doing the same thing, whatever that means to you. To me, it might be working full time, and to be able to look over the amount of production that was done. If it was a straightforward 365 days, we have breaks and holidays and things like that. But to be able to focus on thyself, focus on yourself, self-awareness, self-love, self-reflect. 365 days. I just need 1 hour of my time. 1 hour to 2 hours of my time per day, just to be sure that I'm going the right direction. Whatever that means to you. So as you can see on this documentary, we're implementing fitness. The fitness is already there. So when I'm working out again in the near future, next year, whatever, try not to overthink. I'm just saying. It's like, yeah, I know him. I saw him work out before. Start off the channel, something to compare to channel in December. Yeah, in December. Start off talking about finances. It was pretty long. It was kind of, it was the foundation. So I mean, I had to start somewhere. So there's only so much critique I could put on myself. Excuse me. Yeah, there's only so much critique I could put on myself. Well, we talking about finances. Are you a spender? Are you a saver? Are you organized? Do you have a budget sheet where all your bills are being paid and you know how many dollars you have left to your name? So I bring that up so anytime I talk about finances and how much you make, how much you're spending, that should be a smooth conversation. We spoke about that before. Study hall, that's only less than the books I've read on study hall, that's less than 3%. So I have a lot more books I can share to you guys or just read during study hall. And the mind map is the whole breakdown of the book. Like it's about to drizzle real quick. So what I'm trying to say that there's a cycle of information to be talked about naturally. We're not running away from the topic. We're going to discuss, we're going to educate, we're going to elevate to what's needed. Before, I don't know if there's going to be a downpour or what on this rain, so I'm going to show them what I'm about to say. But a round of applause if you made it to the 21 day in April. Round of applause if you've been exercising. Round of applause if you've been going to the gym. Round of applause if you've been just going to the park just to say, you know what, my the pant size is going down, the t-shirt, you know, your size is going down, you know. So round of applause. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna get going. You guys take care. Today was a peaceful day. Tomorrow's gonna be a peaceful day also. You guys take care.